Have you ever left a conversation feeling strangely exhausted? Like a part of you was taken, but you can't quite explain how? Not your money, not your possessions, but something deeper. Your peace, your clarity, your sense of self. It's as if someone reached into your mind, stirred the waters, and left you standing there, uncertain of what just happened. This isn't a coincidence. It's not bad luck. It's a pattern. The Stoics knew that the greatest battles in life are not fought on distant battlefields, but in the quiet moments of choice. Who we allow into our space, whose voices we let shape our thoughts, and whose needs we constantly serve at the expense of our own. Seneca warned against those who steal our time. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that our mind is our own, not to be surrendered to those who would twist it. Today, I want to share something difficult but necessary. There are people who, whether they mean to or not, will drain your energy, distort your purpose, and leave you questioning yourself. They ask for things that seem small. Your attention, your validation, your silence, but the cost is far greater than it appears. The key to a strong, centered life is knowing where to draw the line. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with wisdom. Because your time, your mind, and your spirit are yours alone to govern. So, stay with me, not just to listen, but to strengthen the fortress of your soul. By the end of this, you will recognize these 6 dangerous requests for what they are. And more importantly, you will know how to stand firm in your own power. If you find value in this message, share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're ready to master the art of living with wisdom, strength, and clarity, consider subscribing, because this journey is just beginning. Now let's begin. 1. Guard your energy like a sacred fire. Your energy is sacred. It is the fuel that drives your ambitions, the light that guides your path, the fire that keeps your spirit alive. But not everyone sees it this way. To some, your energy is nothing more than a resource, a well to be drawn from, a flame to be used for their own warmth, with no thought to what it costs you. These people do not ask for much at first. Just a little of your time, a bit of your attention, a moment of your focus. It seems harmless. A small favor here, a quick conversation there, but slowly, subtly, the demands increase. They take more. They ask more. They expect more. And before you realize it, you are running on empty. Your energy is sacred. It is not something to be given away carelessly. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca warned that time is the one thing people give away most freely, yet regret losing the most. Unlike money, unlike possessions, time and energy, once spent, can never be reclaimed. The people who drain you will not return what they take. They will not replenish what they consume. They will take and take and take. And you are left exhausted, depleted, struggling to find the strength to focus on what truly matters. Guard your energy like a sacred fire, because that is what it is, a fire. It must be protected. It must be tended. If you allow too many to stand too close, if you let them throw their burdens into your flames, it will not be long before you burn out. The people who truly care about you will never demand more than you can give. They will not take without giving. They will not expect without gratitude. True relationships, true friendships, true love, true partnerships are built on balance. They will pour into you as you pour into them. They will respect your time, your space, your limits. They will honor your fire, not extinguish it. But the others? The ones who call only when they need something? The ones who expect you to carry their weight without ever considering yours? The ones who leave you feeling drained, empty, and unseen? They are not your people. So guard your energy. Guard your peace. Guard your fire. Not with anger, not with resentment, but with wisdom, because your energy is sacred and it belongs to you alone. 2. Do not compromise your principles. Your principles are your foundation. They define who you are. They shape your character. They guide your choices. Without them, you are adrift, easily swayed by others, pulled in directions that do not serve you. But the world will test you, again and again. There will always be people who push you to compromise your principles. Some will do it subtly, with soft words and careful persuasion. Others will do it openly, demanding that you bend, that you change, that you surrender what you stand for, and they will tell you it's nothing. It's just a small favor. It's not a big deal. Everyone does it. But every time you compromise your principles, you give away a piece of yourself. At first, it feels insignificant, like a single thread pulled from a fabric. But over time, thread by thread, the entire foundation unravels. Do not compromise your principles. The Stoics knew that integrity is not built in grand moments, but in small decisions. Marcus Aurelius put it simply: if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Every time you choose what is right, you reinforce your identity. Every time you betray your principles, you weaken your own self-respect. People will try to convince you otherwise. They will disguise their requests as harmless compromises. They will make you feel guilty for standing firm. They will act as if your values are obstacles to their plans, but your values are not obstacles. They are your armor. Do not compromise your principles, not for approval, not for acceptance, not for the illusion of belonging. Because once you start, it becomes a habit, a pattern. One compromise leads to another. And one day, you look in the mirror and do not recognize the person staring back. The people who truly respect you will never ask you to betray your values. They will admire your integrity, even when it is inconvenient for them. They will understand that your principles are not negotiable. But the ones who push you to compromise, they do not respect you. They see your principles as something to be manipulated, as something to break down for their own benefit. If you let them, they will chip away at your moral foundation until there is nothing left. So stand firm, hold your ground. Do not compromise your principles. Not today, not ever. 3. Beware of those who manipulate. Manipulation is a silent thief. It does not announce itself. It does not demand with force. It seeps in quietly, slipping through the cracks of trust, disguised as care, loyalty, or love. By the time you recognize it, the damage has already begun. Manipulators are skilled. They do not take by force. Instead, they make you give, willingly, repeatedly, until there is nothing left. Beware of those who manipulate. They study you, not out of admiration, not out of respect, but out of necessity. A manipulator must understand their target. They watch, they listen, they learn your fears, your insecurities, your deepest desires. Then they use that knowledge against you. At first, it feels like connection. They say the right things. They make you feel seen, understood, special. But manipulation is not connection. It is control wrapped in kindness. It is dependence disguised as closeness. Beware of those who manipulate. They twist your empathy into obligation. They use guilt like a leash. Their burdens become your burdens. Their problems become yours to fix. And because you are kind, because you care, you step in, again and again. But manipulation is a slow poison. It drains you. It distorts your sense of self. It makes you question your own worth. And still, you stay. You give. You sacrifice. Because they have convinced you that without you, they will fall apart. This is their greatest trick. They make their needs more important than your own. They make you believe that protecting yourself is selfish, that setting boundaries is cruel, that saying no makes you unkind. But it is not selfish to protect your peace. It is not cruel to guard your energy. It is not wrong to choose yourself. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus taught that true freedom comes from within, that no one has power over you unless you surrender it. A manipulator wants your power. They do not ask for it directly. They take it piece by piece until one day you realize you are no longer in control of your own life. So recognize the signs. Do you feel drained after being around them? Do you feel guilty when you say no? Do you feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells? These are not the signs of love, or friendship, or loyalty. These are the fingerprints of manipulation. You owe no one your exhaustion. You owe no one your suffering. The people who truly value you will never demand your sacrifice. They will respect your boundaries. They will honor your limits. So beware of those who manipulate, not with fear, not with anger, but with wisdom. Because once you see them for who they are, they lose their power. My friend, we've just reached the halfway point of this video. You're still here, aren't you? If you've made it this far, it means something in this message has resonated with you, on some level, in some way. And that truly means a lot. So let me ask you, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, don't hesitate. It's completely free, and it's one of the best ways to support this journey. Hit the like button, subscribe, and become part of this growing community. I am deeply grateful, whether you're new here or have been with me for a while. Every single one of you encourages me to keep going, not through gimmicks, not through tricks, but by building something real. a space where wisdom, growth, and strength come first. Thank you truly. Now let's dive into what comes next. 4. Do not let others diminish your dreams. Your dreams are yours. They belong to you alone. They are not up for debate, not up for negotiation, not for others to shrink, dismiss, or redefine. But there will always be people who try. Some will do it bluntly, laughing at your ambitions, calling them unrealistic, telling you to be practical. Others will be more subtle. They will disguise their doubt as concern. I just don't want to see you disappointed. Are you sure this is the right path? Their words seem caring, but underneath, there is something else. Fear. Not your fear, theirs. Do not let others diminish your dreams. People project their own limitations onto you. They see your courage and it reminds them of their own hesitation. They see your ambition and it highlights their own complacency. They see you reaching for something bigger and it makes them uncomfortable. And so they try to pull you back. Not always out of malice, sometimes out of love. But whether intentional or not, the result is the same. Doubt. Doubt is the killer of dreams. It starts small, a single question, a quiet hesitation, a moment of uncertainty. But if you let it take root, it grows, it spreads. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to hold yourself back. The Stoics understood that greatness is not found in comfort. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your dreams are not meant to be easy. They are meant to challenge you, to push you, to force you to grow. The obstacles in your path are not signs to stop. They are signs to continue. So when someone tells you to aim lower, ask yourself, are they speaking from wisdom or from fear? Are they offering insight or simply projecting their own insecurities? You do not owe anyone smallness. You do not owe anyone conformity. The life you want to live is your own to build, not theirs to approve. Surround yourself with those who believe in you. People who fan your fire, not extinguish it. People who remind you of your strength when you forget. Because the truth is this, no one ever changed the world by playing it safe. No one ever built something meaningful by seeking permission. So dream boldly, chase relentlessly, ignore the voices that whisper of limits. And most importantly, do not let others diminish your dreams. 5. Do not surrender your identity for others. Your identity is yours. It is the sum of your values, your beliefs, your experiences. It is what makes you you. It is not something to be molded to fit someone else's expectations. It is not something to be traded for approval, acceptance, or love. But the world will try to change you, slowly, subtly. At first it seems harmless. A small adjustment here, a slight change there. You tell yourself it's nothing. You convince yourself it's necessary to avoid conflict, to maintain harmony, to belong. But with every compromise, every moment you shrink yourself to fit, you lose a piece of who you are. Do not surrender your identity for others. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus warned us, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why? Because the moment you start living for the approval of others, you stop living for yourself. And when you live for others, you become a reflection of their expectations, not a reflection of your truth. People will always have opinions. They will always have expectations. They will tell you who you should be, what you should do, how you should live. Some will do it with good intentions. Others will do it to control you. But whether out of love or manipulation, the result is the same. You become a version of yourself that is not truly you. Do not surrender your identity for others. Not for their comfort, not for their validation, not for the illusion of acceptance. Because what is the price of belonging if it costs you yourself? What is the point of being loved if the person they love is not the real you? The people who truly care about you will never ask you to change your essence. They will never demand that you sacrifice your truth. They will embrace your quirks, your passions, your individuality, not try to reshape them. But those who ask you to change, those who make you feel that who you are is not enough, they do not love you. They love the version of you that serves them. So hold your ground. Stand firm in your truth. Do not surrender your identity for others. Not today. Not ever. 6. Be mindful of superficial relationships. Not all connections are created equal. Some will nourish you, uplift you, strengthen you. Others will drain you, distract you, leave you feeling empty. The difference is not always obvious at first. Superficial relationships can look like real friendships, They can feel warm, exciting, familiar. But beneath the surface, they lack depth, meaning, and true connection. Be mindful of superficial relationships. These relationships are built on convenience, not commitment. They thrive in the easy moments, but vanish when challenges arise. They exist not because of genuine care, but because of what you offer, your presence, your energy, your validation. And when you no longer serve a purpose, they disappear. You know these people. The ones who are there for the laughter, but not for the struggle. The ones who enjoy your company, but avoid your truth. The ones who speak in pleasantries, but never in honesty. Be mindful of superficial relationships, because real connection demands more. It requires depth. It requires trust. It requires people who see you, not just the version that is easy to be around, but the one that is real, raw, and sometimes difficult. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." True friendships are not just about comfort. They are about growth. They challenge you. They support you. They remind you of who you are when you forget. But superficial relationships, they do not build you up. They do not inspire you. They do not stay when things get hard. So pay attention. Notice how you feel in someone's presence. Do you feel valued, seen, understood, or do you feel like an afterthought, a convenience, a temporary distraction? You deserve relationships that are built on reciprocity. People who give as much as they take. People who care as much as they expect. People who stand beside you in both the light and the dark. So choose wisely. Invest in what is real. Let go of what is not. And always be mindful of superficial relationships. So we've just walked through 6 powerful truths. 6 warnings the Stoics would want you to remember. There are people who will drain your energy without giving anything back. There are moments when you'll be tempted to compromise your principles. There are manipulators who disguise control as care. There will always be those who try to shrink your dreams, mold your identity, or keep you in relationships that lack depth. But you have a choice. You are not obligated to give your time to those who exhaust you. You are not required to bend your values for anyone. You do not owe anyone access to your mind, your emotions, or your spirit unless they have proven themselves worthy. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength is yours to claim. So set boundaries without guilt. Stand firm in your truth. Walk away from those who diminish you and invest in people, principles, and pursuits that nourish your soul. If this message resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. What lesson spoke to you the most? And if you're ready to continue this journey of wisdom, strength, and self-mastery, consider subscribing, because this is just the beginning. Until next time, stand firm, live fully, and never settle for less than the life you were meant to live.